Yeah, okay, Hare Krishna. So today is Nandotsav and Abhaiti. Nandotsav and Nandotsav means Krishna is born and Nanda Maharaj is celebrating. Generally, everywhere when a child is born, there is festivity. So we can well imagine what kind of festivity was there due to Krishna's appearance. And there's a beautiful description of Nandotsav in Srimad Bhagavatam and in other Puranas, and also in Garga Samhita. There's a beautiful descriptions, what they were doing, how they were celebrating the festivity. And Srila Prabhupada also appeared on the day where everyone was celebrating Krishna's appearance. And Srila Prabhupada came to inundate the whole world with Krishna consciousness. Krishna makes the arrangement when his devotee appears. And Srila Prabhupada's appearance bears a very, very important significance. Like it's quite obvious why Prabhupada came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that the Krishna consciousness movement will spread all over the world. And we can see that Srila Prabhupada made it happen. And obviously, it is not a chance happening. Like so many indications there. The first indication is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself said that it would happen. He brought Krishna consciousness to this planet, but his propagation was limited only to India. And we can see what a wonderful benediction this Krishna consciousness is for the world. The most important consideration is, it is due to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we get to know Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this Krishna is Krishna with Srimati Radharani, Krishna of Vrindavan. It is only due to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that we get to know the glory of Srimati Radharani. One of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates, Basudev Ghosh, he sang, Jodi Gaura na hoito, tobe ki hoito, kemone dhoritam de. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't come, then how would I have maintained my body and soul together? Meaning, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't come, then what would have been the purpose of being alive? Because if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't come, Radharo Mohima Premo Rashoshima Jagote Janatoke, who would have revealed to this world the glory of Srimati Radharani? Who is Srimati Radharani? The world wouldn't have known. The world wouldn't have known the special significance of Vrindavan. World wouldn't have known the special loving relationship that Krishna enjoys with his most intimate associates in Vrindavan, the gopis. Boro jo juboti bhabero bhakoti shakoti hoitokar. Who would have been able to understand the loving relationship that the gopis had with Krishna? Actually, this is how we have to recognize the importance of Krishna consciousness movement. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't come and revealed the glory of Srimati Radharani, glory of Vrindavan, the glory of the loving relationship that the gopis had with Krishna, would have been unknown to this world. How unknown? Because then everybody would have thought that Krishna is an incarnation. Krishna is an incarnation, and Krishna performed his pastimes with the gopis in Vrindavan. Actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Narayan in Vaikuntha. That would have been the limitation of their understanding. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Narayan of Vaikuntha. Narayan expands as Vishnu, and Kshirodakshai Vishnu expands as various incarnations, and Krishna is one such incarnations. But through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what did he get to know? What did he get to know? Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not present something new. It was already there in Srimad Bhagavatam. But people didn't understand it. In Bhagavatam it is clearly said, there are innumerable incarnations. They fall in 6 different categories. They are Purushavatar, 3 Vishnus, Karanodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Kshirodakshai Vishnu. 3 Gunavatars, Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Shiva. 4 Jugavatars, Satyajug, Tretayug, Dwapar, Kali Yug. In 4 Jugas, the Jugavatars come to perform their pastimes, to establish Juga Dharma by performing their pastimes. Then Leelavatars, Nrsimha, Varaha, Kurma, they are different Leelavatars. Then Manvantar avatars. In the reign of every Manu, the Lord descends as an incarnation. There are 14 Manus, and in each Manu's reign, he appears as an incarnation. For example, in this incarnation, in this Manvantar, Vamandev is the Manu. Vamandev is the Manvantar avatar who appeared. The Lord appeared as Vamandev. And Shaktavesh avatar. Different personalities become empowered by the Lord. Empowered incarnation. So these are the 6 different types of incarnations. 6 different types, but there are innumerable incarnations. Innumerable. Avatara hi asankhayo, countless. Sankha means number, asankha means that cannot be counted by numbers. Innumerable. Yes, the Lord's incarnations are innumerable. And Avataru hi asankhayo. But then Bhagavatam is saying, Ete changsha kala pungsha Krishnastu Bhagavan sayam. These incarnations are Amsa, or Amsa's Amsa, or Amsa's Amsa's Amsa, and so forth. Kala. Ete Changsha, Kala Pungsha, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan. He is not an incarnation. He is the source of all incarnations. Although this understanding is there in the scriptures, but those who are studying scriptures, those who are Vaishnavas, couldn't understand Chaitanya, Krishna. The understanding became clear when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. What did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu point out? That Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not an incarnation. That's how we got the understanding. That's the understanding we got. Krishna is not an incarnation. Krishna is the source of all incarnation. And Srimati Radharani is the personification of his pleasure potency, Ladini Shakti. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, and Radharani is the provider of all of Krishna's enjoyments. She provides rather Krishna's enjoyment. So this is the greatest benediction for this world. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's gift, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's presentation of who this Shyam Sundar is, who is Srimati Radharani, what is the significance of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan with the gopis. Many people even considered, many Vaishnavas considered, these activities of Krishna in Vrindavan is immoral. Immoral. Why Krishna did that? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, himself is saying, Jad jad acharati sreshtas tattat evetaro jana. Sajat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. As a great man acts, accordingly the common man follows. So what kind of example Krishna is setting? By having his dealings with the gopis. But then through Mahaprabhu we get to know that Krishna is a Lila avatar. Krishna is the Lila Purushottam. Lila Purushottam. Ramchandra is Marjada Purushottam. Ramchandra is establishing the Marjada of scriptures, the principle of morality and ethics. But Krishna is Lila Purushottam. He simply is concerned about his own pastimes with his devotees, and that is his supreme position. He is not considering what people would think. But the consideration came, what people will think, unless and until they have the understanding who Krishna is, there will be a possibility of misunderstanding, as it was already there. Therefore Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita is actually revealing that point. Jathishta bihari Krishna kore antardhan, antardhan kori mone kore anuman. Chirokal nahi kori prema bhakti dan, prem bina jagoter nahi avasthan. After abundantly performing his pastimes, Jathishta bihari Krishna, after abundantly performing his pastimes, Kore antardhan, Krishna disappeared. Meaning Krishna withdrew his pastimes and went back to the spiritual world. But then Krishna considered Chirokal nahi kori prema bhakti dan. Like means I do not offer this loving devotional service. I do not reveal the Braja Prem. Through these pastimes I have revealed my Braja Prem. through this pastime, I am allowing people to come and become a part of my loving exchange in the topmost region of the spiritual sky, Golok Vrindavan. And unless and until one gets that, then what's the use of that existence? Prem bina jagote, without getting this prem, without this loving relationship, there is no purpose, there is no significance of being alive or being here. But then the Grand Krishna considered that Chirokal kore vidhi bhakti. Generally, devotees render devotional service following rules and regulations of the scriptures. Vidhi bhakti, vaidhi bhakti, shastra vidhi, following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. One acts, renders his devotional service. But vidhi bhakti braja prem paite nare shakti. By following vidhi bhakti, one cannot receive braja prem, loving relationship. Why? Because by following vaidhi bhakti, when one renders devotional service and one is elevated to Vrindavan, then when he achieves perfection, he goes to Vaikuntha. Goes to Vaikuntha. So, how then one will enter into Vrindavan? A devotee will render service by following Vaidhi Bhakti. By following Vaidhi Bhakti, one will go to Vaikuntha. Then how will anyone ever enter into Vrindavan? Because when one goes to Vaikuntha, he'll find his Sarup, his spiritual identity, and he'll be stuck. That will be the ultimate perfection of that person. But Vrindavan is beyond Vaikuntha. Rupa Goswami is saying at the same time that Shruti Shriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhing Bina Oikantike Harer Bhaktir Utpatoiva Kalpate. If one renders devotional service, no matter how sincere it is, Oikantiki means very extremely sincere. Still, it will simply create disturbance. Utpatoiva kalpate. Ja shastra vidhim uttrijya. Uttrijya means transcending or rejecting, disregarding. If one renders devotional service disregarding the Shastra Vidhi, rules and regulations of the scriptures, that will become a total deviation. Therefore, following the script, one must render devotional service following rules and regulations of the scriptures. Do you see the catch? Everyone will render devotional service following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. By following the rules and regulations of the scripture or following Vaidhi Bhakti, when one renders devotional service, when he achieves perfection, where will he go? Vaikuntha. And when one goes to Vaikuntha, then what happens? One gets his Sarup, spiritual identity. That means he is eternally going to be in Vaikuntha. But Vrindavan is beyond Vaikuntha. So how will anyone enter into Vaikuntha? So the catch is, there are two types of bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. By following Vaidhi Bhakti, one goes to Vaikuntha. By following Raganuga Bhakti, one goes to Vrindavan. But here we are getting the warning from Rupa Goswami. when he says that Oikeantiki Harer Bhakti Utpatoiva Kalpate, he is actually saying that without following the rules and regulations, when one renders devotional service, it will simply create utpat. What's the meaning of the word utpat? Disturbance. Disturbance. It will simply create disturbance. Do you see the catch? He's saying Vaidhi Bhakti must be followed. Following Vaidhi Bhakti, one will go to Vaikuntha. Then how is one going to go to Vrindavan? In a way, Rupa Goswami is warning. Don't indulge in Raganuga Bhakti in that way. There is a way, that is, if you want to execute Raganuga Bhakti, then go to a solitary place, not with other people, just in there, away from everything, in a remote place like Vrindavan, you render Raganuga Bhakti. Just as the Goswamis of Vrindavan did. But now Vrindavan also is not a remote place. Now Vrindavan has become even more busy than New Jersey. So what is to be done? This is the catch? So Krishna can solve any problem. How did Krishna solve this problem? Raganuga Bhakti will take to Vrindavan, but Vaidhi Bhakti must be executed, especially when you are executing devotional service in a congregational way like this, when everybody is rendering devotional service. The solution is, Krishna came as a devotee. Krishna came as a devotee. When Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is worshipped by following Vaidhi Bhakti, then one goes to Vaikuntha. When this devotee Krishna is rendered devotional service following Vaidhi Bhakti, then one will go to Vrindavan. Now the question arises, how is it possible? Why is that? Why you render Vaidhi Bhakti to devotee Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that will take you to Vrindavan. How? Okay, then in order to understand that, we have to understand what is the meaning of Raganuga Bhakti. Rag means, the Sanskrit word rag means intense love. Intense love. And anuga means, anugami means following. The devotees of Vrindavan are known as Ragatmika Bhaktas. Rag Atmika. That means all they have for Krishna is simple love. For example, when Krishna was kidnapped by the residents of Vrindavan from Kurukshetra, they kidnapped Krishna and took him to Vrindavan. And at that time, Krishna became Jagannath. So, the prince has been kidnapped. He was supposed to go back to Dwarka after the solar eclipse from Kurukshetra, but now the news came that he has been kidnapped. Who kidnapped? The residents of Vrindavan kidnapped him. So Rukmini Devi with the soldiers came and arrested them, the residents of Vrindavan, for the crime. It's a very big crime actually. Kidnapping is a crime Big crime. If somebody kidnaps somebody, what happens? And now the prince has been kidnapped. Can you see the seriousness of this? So she came, arrested all the residents of Vrindavan. Now she has to punish them, but before punishment there has to be judgment. So to judge there has to be public prosecutor and defending attorney, right? The public prosecutor is Narad Muni and defending pleader is Lalita Devi. So Lalita Devi in her presentation pointed out that no, we did not kidnap Krishna. Krishna himself wanted to come. We simply assisted him. Then Rukmini Devi admitted, yes. Actually we noticed that Krishna, during the day he's always absent-minded, as if his mind is somewhere else. And at night, in his sleep, he calls out to the devotees and cows and mother and father in Vrindavan. So there is a clear indication that Krishna's heart is always in Vrindavan. So she admitted, okay, no, case dismissed. It was not a case of kidnapping. Krishna himself wanted to come to Vrindavan, so they brought him to Vrindavan. But one question came up, that in Dwarka everything is there. Dwarka is the place of highest opulence. And what is there in Vrindavan that Krishna is so attracted to? There is nothing that is missing in Dwarka. Then in Vrindavan, what is there that Krishna is so attracted to? Then Lalita Devi pointed out that, you see, this land of Vrindavan is made of touchstone. Chintamani prakara sadmashu. It's a forest. You are seeing it as a forest. But this is a forest of desire trees. And the desire tree can fulfill any desire. Chintamani can provide any opulence. And all these cows are Surabhi cows that Krishna is tending. So the land is Chintamani, the trees are desire tree, the cows are Surabhi cows. Surabhi cows also can provide anything that one wants. But in Vrindavan, all they care for, all they have is love for Krishna. All they want is love for Krishna. Besides that, they don't have any other desire. And Krishna is attracted to that love of his devotees. So that is Vrindavan. So these devotees are called Ragatmika Bhaktas. They have only love for, all they have is just, all they care for is love for Krishna. They don't want any opulence, they don't want anything. Their mind doesn't even think of anything else but loving Krishna. So, that's why these devotees are called Ragatmika Bhaktas. So when one follows, the secret of going to Vrindavan is that one has to follow one of these Ragatmika Bhaktas, then only one can enter into Vrindavan. So you understand now what is Raganuga Bhakti? Follow the Bhakti devotion that is following a Ragatmika Bhakta is Raganuga Bhakti. Now let's see who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So when you are following Krishna, who are you following? Who are you following when you are following Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? When you are following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are following Srimati Radharani, the greatest of all Raganuga Bhaktas. So this is how following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Vaidhi Bhakti is automatically being transformed into Raganuga Bhakti, and as a result of that, the gates of Vrindavan will open up wide when we achieve perfection in this devotional service. The example of that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is having his discussion with Ramananda Roy. The discussion is going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And finally, it comes to Ramananda Roy is seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Radha Krishna. So when in this way one sees Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Radha Krishna, where is he? He is in Vrindavan. So that is the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the greatest benediction that the world can ever have. The highest spiritual achievement, the highest spiritual perfection. And in such a simple way. Simply follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How is the vidhi to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yaggai sankirtana prayir jajantihi sumedhasaha. Sankirtan yogge kare Krishna aradhan. This Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is worshipped through Sankirtan Yagya. Jaggai Sankirtana Prayir Jajantihi Sumedhasaha. The intelligent class of people will worship this Supreme Personality of Godhead by performing Sankirtan Yagya. And what is the meaning of Sankirtan Yagya? Samyak Kirtanam. Samyak means collective. Congregational chanting. Chant. All you have to do is just chant. That is how we worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just chant His holy name. And that's all we have to do. By congregational chanting and by engaging everything in Krishna's service. That is Sankirtan. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave that special significance of Sankirtan. Brihat Mridanga. You chant Kirtan by playing Mridanga. And this is Brihat Mridanga. What is the Brihat Mridanga? Printing press. Why it's a Mridanga? Because Mridanga gives the sound to keep the beat. Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we do Prabhupada Pushpanjali after offering Bhoga. After. So everything has been arranged here, or still more things are coming? Or after DT offering it will come here? Simultaneous. Okay. So there won't be any special offering here. Or do you make any offering like? Okay. Okay, okay. So, it's such a simple process. We do not have to indulge in all kinds of difficult spiritual activities. Like going to a remote place, performing austerities, performing Ashtanga Yoga, performing various kinds of fire sacrifices. They all are very difficult processes. In 3 yugas, the processes are meditation, yajna, and deity worship. Now, all these 3, although progressively easier, but still is very difficult. We see worshipping deities in the temple is a difficult job. In Kali Yuga, how many people will be able to worship? Like practically everyone has to go to the work. So where is the possibility of doing worship? What to speak of performing fire sacrifice? Chanting the mantras in a perfect way. If one syllable is mistaken, the whole yajna is spoiled. And what to speak of performing Ashtanga Yoga? It's not possible for this age. Therefore, Krishna made it so simple. Chant the holy name of the Lord. Now you see how simple it is, how easy it is. You can chant the holy name anywhere, under any condition. But the effect is so powerful. So this is how the Lord has made the process so simple. But the effect, the result is inconceivable. Inconceivable. Elevation to Golok Vrindavan. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, and he came, Krishna himself came to bestow this mercy on the people of this age. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that this mercy will spread all over the world, in every town and village. Now the consideration is, who made it happen? At least, can we have any doubt about that? Today, can we have any doubt about how this prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has become a reality? It's become a reality. We are seeing it. Otherwise, who could ever imagine? Just consider how inconceivable it is. We are celebrating Janmashtami in New Jersey. Not only in New Jersey, you go anywhere in the world, you'll see Janmashtami is being celebrated. And New Jersey is just one of the places. How could it be possible? Because of this divine arrangement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He sent Srila Prabhupada. And how inconceivable is Prabhupada's achievements. At the age of 70, he comes here. He comes here totally penniless. Not a single, what to speak of a dollar, he didn't even have a single cent in his pocket. A 70-year-old man comes to America with no money, no patronage, no connection, no contact with anyone. And what did he do in 10 years' time? So can anybody have any doubt that this was simply the divine arrangement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And then also we can see another amazing thing, that although Srila Prabhupada left the planet about 42 years ago, 41 years ago. Generally what happens when a spiritual leader leaves the planet, his institution his mission suffers. So in most cases they get completely lost, disintegrated. But the amazing thing with ISKCON, it's growing. Although Prabhupada told us, just maintain what I gave you. At that time we had 108 temples. Today, you know how many temples are there all over the world? More than 600 temples. So this is how this is expanding, this movement. It almost grew 6 times in 40 years. Instead of falling apart, this is growing. Now with the passing of time, will it grow or will it diminish? It will grow. Isn't it happening? Every year, I didn't see many of you last time I came to New Jersey. Today I'm seeing more and more of devotees are joining. More and more temples are coming up. And it's happening by Srila Prabhupada's divine arrangement. And that arrangement is the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's the ISKCON institution that is making Krishna Consciousness movement grow in such a wonderful way. So, this is how we must recognize Srila Prabhupada's greatness and try to take full advantage by becoming a recipient of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Srila Prabhupada's mercy is abundantly flowing. Like somebody is thirsty and there is abundant rain. Will the rain quench his thirst? Not until he cups his hands and drinks it. So all that we have to do is just do this and drink it. The mercy is abundantly flowing. We have to make a simple endeavor. What's the endeavor? Follow Prabhupada's instructions. Is Prabhupada's instructions difficult to follow? How many of you are following Prabhupada's instructions? Please raise your hands. Is it difficult? It's not difficult, no. Is it difficult to chant 16 rounds? No. If you're serious, no. Is it difficult to follow the 4 regulative principles? No. But you have to make some effort. That's why I was saying. Cup your palms to receive it and drink it. Some effort have to be made. And when you follow the 4 regulative principles, we see everything becomes so wonderful. Like becoming vegetarian. By being vegetarian, did you gain or did you lose? Initially, there may have been little difficulty, those who are non-vegetarians, to give up meat, fish, etc. But then we see, we enjoy such a healthy life. Intoxication. Everybody knows how degrading these intoxicants are. To begin with, toxin means poison. Whoever thinks that drinking poison is good, drinking poison is joyful. But they want to enjoy by drinking poison. So, devotees don't drink. Illicit activities. No gentleman should indulge in these activities. Everybody knows. A gentleman doesn't indulge in these 4 sinful activities. Even to be a gentleman, we have to give up these 4 sinful activities. What to speak of a devotee? Do good people gamble? Do good people drink? Do good people eat meat? And do good people indulge in illicit activities? So you want to become, anybody who wants to become good must abstain these activities. Didn't you learn that when you were young, when you were from our early days? Nowadays the world has changed. But this understanding was very clear. Don't drink. Don't smoke. What to speak of heavy drugs. So we had been trained not to indulge in this. Gambling is bad. Immoral activities are naturally bad. So don't do those things. About vegetarianism, there may be some consideration. Because even in India, people are indulging. People are becoming addicted to meat eating and non-vegetarian food. So these are isn't Prabhupada's instruction so simple as that? Chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regulative principles. Once again, is it difficult? And what will be the benefit? We discussed about that. What will be the benefit? Yes, elevation to Golok Vrindavan. And until we are qualified, let's follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sankirtan movement. Are we enjoying doing that? Isn't it wonderful to be involved in Sankirtan movement, Krishna consciousness movement? So this is how we can make our life successful so easily. But there are 3 other instructions also that Srila Prabhupada gave. They are, no matter whatever happens, don't leave ISKCON. Nowadays we are becoming aware of that instruction more and more. Because what do we see? When one leaves ISKCON, what happens? Does the spiritual life expand or contract? To the point of losing it. You leave ISKCON, the chances of saving yourself spiritually is practically lost. Then, your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate with each other. Do you love Srila Prabhupada? So if you love Srila Prabhupada, how are you going to express your love to Srila Prabhupada? By just saying, Srila Prabhupada, I love you, I love you, I love you. Prabhupada himself is saying, if you love me, then cooperate with each other. If you love me, don't fight with each other. Rather, cooperate with each other. Because your cooperation, your unity is very important for the proper progression of this movement. If we start to fight, then the movement will become divided and eventually fall apart. But if we are united, then this movement, ISKCON movement, Krishna consciousness movement, will become stronger and stronger. And the 3rd instruction, the GBC is the ultimate managing authority. Follow them. Why? Because is the GBC, this collective concept of management can hold the institution together. And one thing Srila Prabhupada didn't say. Prabhupada only gave the importance of the GBC, but another factor is even more important. And that factor is Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya of ISKCON, meaning Srila Prabhupada is the all-time head of ISKCON. Aren't you seeing that? Who is being worshipped every day in every ISKCON temple by every single devotee? Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada will continue to be worshipped. So that signifies who is the head of institute, who is the spiritual head of ISKCON. Can anybody have any doubt about that? No, Srila Prabhupada is the spiritual head of ISKCON. So to hold the institution together, these two factors are very important. The head of the institution and the collective concept of management. On the other hand, what could have been the possibility? That somebody else became the head of ISKCON. If somebody else became the head of ISKCON, and if that person had spiritual difficulty, what would have happened to ISKCON? ISKCON would have disintegrated. Maybe 1 generation, 2 generations, 3 generations, that could have continued. One head of the institution coming after Prabhupada and then after that person and so forth. But is there any guarantee that forever it is going to be like that? No. But now that Prabhupada is the head of the institution, even though the institution may have difficulties, many leaders have spiritual difficulties, many gurus have spiritual difficulties, many sannyasis have spiritual difficulties. But did ISKCON get affected by that? No. Because ISKCON is intact, because Srila Prabhupada is the head of the institution. And although this deviation, the possibilities of deviation came due to the fall down of the leaders, but because this collective concept of GBC is there, although they may have defected, but ISKCON remained united. The institution didn't become affected. Yes, when some guru fell down, there's a big loss. Many devotees left, many individuals lost their faith, and they caused a lot of damage. But ISKCON remained united. Why? Because of the GBC concept that held the institution together. So these are the few things that we must remember to secure ourselves in our spiritual life, especially in a day like this when we are trying to evaluate Srila Prabhupada's importance in our lives on this Vyas Puja day. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja celebration ki, Gaur Premanande Hari. Does anybody have any question? So, yes. My experience is Srila Prabhupada. I wrote a book. So, anyway, so I can narrate something from that. Actually, I tried to put, whatever I could recall and whatever I considered important. Okay, one is ready for Pushpanjali? Oh, I see. He asked a question. So I'm answering that one. No, that's all right. So he's asking me to narrate something about my experience with Srila Prabhupada. One of my first meetings, early days, you see, those days it was practically impossible to go near Srila Prabhupada. But by Krishna's mercy, I had an access to Srila Prabhupada. Mainly because during our first meeting, Prabhupada gave me an assignment. Just in our first meeting. you translate my books into Bengali. And so I had the excuse that I have to show what I translated to Srila Prabhupada. And actually nobody questioned, like nobody tried to stop me when I wanted to go to Srila Prabhupada. So one day in Mayapur, Prabhupada was on the roof. Prabhupada was having a massage. And Prabhupada, by that time Prabhupada also made me his secretary for Indian affairs. And my job was to answer Prabhupada's letters in Bengali and in Hindi. Prabhupada made it a point that every single letter was answered. So one day, I just read out the letters and Prabhupada was having a massage, so I was just sitting there. And Prabhupada started to speak to me on his own. For many lifetimes, you have been trying to enjoy. And you can see that still you are not satisfied. So offer this life to Krishna. Offer this life to Krishna. And and then Prabhupada explained, and the sum and substance of that instruction was, don't get married. So, and I tried to follow that instruction, and soon after that Prabhupada gave me sannyas. And by giving me sannyas, Prabhupada closed the door behind me. No way to turn back. So, this I consider as one of the most important instructions that I received from Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Madhupati Prabhu. Hare Krishna. The simple solution is we all have to grow up, right? It is due to our immaturity that we develop desire for dhanam and janam. Even if we can overcome the attraction for sundarim, but attraction for dhanam and janam is very difficult to overcome. And it is because of these two factors the conflict comes. If we could overcome these two, and this is all due to our immaturity. When you become mature, when you grow up, then you grow up out of these attractions. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. And then only, mama janmani janmani share bhavatad bhakti rahaitu kitvai. And so this is how, and with time it happens, like due to mode of passion we develop this attraction for dhanam, janam and sundarim. But by nature's arrangement, with age, the passion diminishes and goodness prevails. And when goodness prevails, then these tendencies automatically disappear. So, I'm sure devotees are maturing, and in course of time they're establishing the right standard for others to follow. And yes, the youngsters, the young ones, will have certain attraction for, material enjoyment, materialistic enjoyment. But, it's up to the leaders. You have to guide them properly, advise them properly, instruct them properly. And it's happening. Like one thing I can tell you about the GBC body. This body is a body of very, very sincere devotees. You can consider like they have, practically all the GBC members have offered their whole life to it. They don't have any other concern or any other interest or any other priority besides, serving Srila Prabhupada and his ISKCON. So these are all very good signs, and that is why, ISKCON has been protected in spite of so many calamities, so many onslaughts. Like ISKCON is still together because of the sincere endeavors of the GBCs. Often, even devotees fail to recognize that. Sometimes there is criticism of GBCs. But nobody considers, if the GBC was not there, what would have happened to ISKCON? Who would have dealt with all these serious problems? Powerful individuals deviated. And when they deviated, they could have taken a chunk of ISKCON with them. And different people, different leaders individually deviating, like nothing would have been left of ISKCON. But because of the GBCs, the ISKCON's integrity remained intact. Thank you. Yes? Oh, I see, okay. Any other question? Okay, so should we go for Pushpanjali? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada's Vyas Puja Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Shri Nandotsav Mahotsav ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.